Hey, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, the tri state areas of New Jersey and Connecticut, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Rhymes with now or later. Your host with the most, Mr. the Still Lonely Nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, and and of course, Queens, New York native, who is also a, a New York Giants and New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you're now rocking with me by tuning in, streaming, listening, and watching the 434th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. And I got a lineup of topics for you today. Of course, various topics involving music, involving transit, of what's going on in New York as far as the MTA New York City Transit. There's TV shows, TV show topics. There's movie topics. There's a little bit of tech, a little bit of gaming as well. Um, and I hope a lot of you out there in the New York areas, as far as like the tri-state areas and stuff, is keeping yourselves warm because of how cold it has been for the past couple of days, and we might be getting another mixture of snow and rain tomorrow. And by the way, winter officially starts this Sunday. In case you didn't know, so the snow part, this is only the beginning. So be careful out there, out in the streets, especially icy conditions whatsoever. And if you're out there shoveling the snow, make sure you have enough salt. Make sure you don't hurt your back while shoveling the driveway, the sidewalks, or anything like that. Um, Also, make sure if you're gonna shovel the snow, make sure you have a back brace. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. We're live and direct from StreamYard alongside of the comfort of my room, of the comedy space, and of course, if you missed out on any episodes whatsoever, please feel free to go ahead and click that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555, where you see all the videos of all the episodes being uploaded to the YouTube channel page. Leave a like and a comment. Tell me how you feel by sharing your thoughts in the comment section on YouTube on how you feel about the topics in each episode. And if you like the topics and everything else that I'm covering, you're more than welcome to actually, throw in a tip on my Cash App. And of course, don't forget to leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts as well, as well as a review and 5 stars. It really helps the show grow. It really helps content creators and hosts like myself to continue bringing up new topics, and of course and of course with and of course along all things comedy, all things transit, all things music like hip hop, rap, um TV, movies, tech, and some gaming news. So, there you have it right there. Now, let's cut to the chase and have some transit talk with the New York Mass Transit Files right here. Hang on. Let's do this. right, let's have a transit discussion of what's going on with some transit news and some crazy stuff that's been happening in the tri-state areas of the five boroughs. All right, let's get to this. Here's what's happening here. We have a crazy deranged man who basically did something very, very, very stupid. All right. And this is from AMNY. All right. Um, okay. All right. So police are on the hunt for a deranged man who slashed two men inside a Queens subway station within 10 minutes on which took place on Wednesday afternoon in unprovoked attacks. According to police sources, the incident unfolded inside of Union Turnpike Kew Gardens subway station at approximately 3:15, which took place on November 19th. Cops say the suspect was stalking the southbound E platform when he brandished a sharp object. That was stupid. Approaching the 42-year-old man from behind, police reported the suspect slashed the victim across the forehead. The attack appeared to be completely random. Authorities said the mass slasher then set his sights on a 50-year-old man and cut him across the face. Both attacks occurred within a 10-minute span. Jeez. This is fucking ridiculous. EMS rushed the younger victim to New York Presbyterian Queens Hospital, while the second victim was transported to Elmhurst Hospital. Both were listed in stable condition. This is so fucking ridiculous, right there, man. You can't even have safe subway stations anymore. But then you want to fucking raise the fares, and then you clearly claim that you care about safety, but how can you say that when you just had incidents in every subway station of a person getting either slashed, sucker punched, groped, not to mention stabbed, which is fucking insane to me. Okay. Authorities say the man responsible was last seen fleeing on foot wearing sought individual was last seen wearing a black jacket, black pants, and black shoes. No arrests have been made, and the investigation remains ongoing. Anyone with information regarding this incident can call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. For my Spanish Latinos, um, you can call you can directly call 888-57-PISTA. You can also submit tips online at crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on X, formerly Twitter, at NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. Okay, next we have the Penn Station shooting. Yeah, the alleged robber who was wounded Wednesday nights in Wednesday night shooting at Penn Station has been criminally charged while um conv- convalescing 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 at a local hospital. Police sources said 32-year-old Jamal Stewart, whose last known address was the Salvation Army men's shelter located at 681 Albany, 681 Albany Avenue in Brooklyn, has been charged with assault and attempted robbery. I didn't know there was an Albany Avenue in Brooklyn. I know it's one upstate too. Anyway, Stewart was left crumbled and covered in blood at the bottom of an escalator on the platform of the Long Island Railroad between tracks 18 and 19 around 7:05 p.m., which took place on September 24th after authorities say he tried to rob two off-duty cops. Police say Stewart allegedly got into an altercation with the police couple who were heading home together after their shifts at the United Nations General Assembly. During the struggle, the female officer pulled out her gun and fired, striking Stewart in the arm and the abdomen. The suspect was rushed to Bellevue Hospital, where he is expected to recover. He remains hospitalized in stable condition. And the incident occurred a day after another off-duty cop was sucker punched on the 3rd Avenue station on the L line in the East Village, causing him to roll onto the tracks. He ultimately survived. The perpetrator was also homeless. Jeez, man. Really though? Really though? That's fucking insane, man. That's fucking insane. Yeah. Not as insane as this. A cyclist died on Friday as a result of injuries he sustained from being doored by a driver in Queens on Tuesday evening. Police announced on Friday. Cops responded to a 911 call about a crash on Liberty Avenue near 103rd Avenue within NYPD's 106th precinct at 6:09 p.m. on Tuesday. The NYPD Highway District Collision Investigation Squad found that the cyclist, identified as 24-year-old Sahan Ahmed, was biking westbound on Liberty Avenue. 67-year-old female driver of a 2012 Kia Soul then opened her door while Ahmed passed, causing the crash. Cops say. Hold on. Police say the driver remained at the scene. Emergency services personnel arrived and transported Ahmed, who was in critical condition, to Jamaica Hospital Medical Center. Ahmad then succumbed to his injuries and died on Friday. According to cops, he lived near the car crash site. The NYPD has yet to make an arrest and is still investigating. There was One other cyclist injured in a nearby crash at the intersection of Liberty Avenue and 88th Street over the past year, according to Crash Mapper. Never heard of it, but you might want to check it out for yourselves. Let me see what else. We gotta talk about here. Yeah, so the MTA confirmed it will begin the process of designing the Ridgewood Busway as soon as 2026. The Ridgewood Busway would run approximately half a mile from Palmetto Street near Onderdunk Avenue to Fresh Pond Road and provide transit for close to 9,000 riders every day. The Ridgewood Busway has laid dormant within the MTA's long-term plans for more than a decade. It was discussed as far back as 2013. It officially proposed in 2015 MTA capital plan before quickly falling by the wayside when then former governor Andrew Cuomo cut the agency's state funding, insisting the city contribute to a larger portion to the $9.8 billion budget gap. Then in 2020, the busway resurfaced in the broken bus network redesign, but was not seriously considered or even included in the 2020 to 2024 capital plan. But a more robust proposal for the bus line was included in the MTA 20-year need assessment in 2023 with a more comprehensive analysis on its overall feasibility. The project, this is a small project, but its positive impacts go beyond the immediate geographic region of the project and benefit riders on multiple bus routes that would become more reliable and operationally efficient, the MCA wrote in its assessment. The bus line would cost $30 million to build, but ranked as one of the highest in cost effectiveness among other proposed projects, as operation and maintenance costs would exceed its price tag over a 30-year period. The MTA owns the road beneath the tracks. Much of the space is used as a parking lot for the bus drivers that deploy from the Fresh Pond Bus Depot. Several blocks are currently fenced off for another MTA construction project to remove lead paint from the bottom of the raised track supports. Let me see. Wait, wait. Yeah, the MTA stated that creating the exclusive bus lane would eliminate difficult turns in the congested area and overall improve service of the three bus lines, the Q13, B20, and B13 that move through the area. According to the MTA, the bus lanes improved bus speeds by 30% across Queens and Manhattan, where 5 were first implemented in 2021. NYC, which is New York City, Department of Transportation began construction for more than bus lanes on Hillside Avenue this past summer, with an 8-mile lane dedicated to one of the most heavily but used bus routes, excuse me, heavily used bus routes in the city. And the Ridgewood Busway is the next project in line as a part of the goal to speed up New York's notoriously slow bus service. Let me end quote. That space has become a dumping ground and it needs to be put to better use. I've previously floated the idea of municipal parking, but I'm open to hearing other proposals, said Council Member Robert Holden. Any use that genuinely improves conditions for residents and small businesses would be a positive step compared to the status quo. Community Board 5 Chairman Giordano agrees with Holden that the brief half-mile stretch is a frequented site for illegal dumpers, as large amounts of trash could once be seen through the gates, drawing complaints from residents whose backyard face the area. While the MTA has removed much of the trash, Giordano wants the agency to stay on top of cleaning duties as community cleaners cannot enter the gates without trespassing. Ah, Lord. Come on. Like Holden, Giordano wants to see the proposed designs before coming to conclusions and emphasizes the unique factors that come with utilizing the space and potentially removing much needed parking from the community's bus drivers. It's the back of people's homes, and the same people are already living with the train over their heads, Giordano said. It's not a cut and dry situation, but one has to keep an open mind. Put it out there and let's see what people's thoughts are. Let's see. Let's see. Um, Let me see. Yes. Um, yes. So this was like 3 months ago. I want to actually do a little recap. Actually, so um, so Cardi B took a break from recording music to record train announcements for the MTA. The state-run agency announced on Tuesday via social media that the Grammy-winning rapper from the Bronx is the newest voice for its series of public service announcements. We teamed up with NYC's own Cardi B on PSAs that will play in subway stations across our system, the MTA said in the announcement. Transit officials told AM New York that there was no money involved in the partnership with the Bodak Yellow singer. Her voiceovers focus on various subway related prompts, including a reminder to pay the fare and keep steps clear for strap hangers walking by. One PSA tells New Yorkers to stop subway surfing, an illegal practice where people, often teenagers, ride on top of moving trains since 2023. The NYPD has arrested at least 200 people for participating in the dangerous activity. Ride safe, keep it cute, and keep it moving. The artist who once accepted a plea deal of community service for assaulting two NYC bartenders in 2018. Um, the announcement blitz comes as the Bronx-born WAP singer is, um, yeah, yeah, she did appear in 2025's Global Citizens Festival. She did that. And the annual music fest brings together pop culture, performers, and other public figures to promote activism. This year's event focuses on saving rainforests and providing energy and access to education for people around the world. The MTA did not elaborate on which stations would play the Cardi B announcements, but fans and critics rushed to the agency's social media pages to share their thoughts on the news. Um, don't be shy. Give us um give us a Cardi B MetroCard. Um, One person wrote. Another fan's message was short and sweet, saying, "She's so cute. I love her." But not everyone applauded the MTA's Cardi B collab. One commenter questioned whether the rapper who is performing her new album, Am I the Drama? Am I the Drama is the answer to Fair Evasion. So that means I should pay $2.90 today, the commenter said, citing the price of a subway ride. Another commenter appeared to use sarcasm to address his frustration with the transit agency. Nothing says collapsing infrastructure like slapping celebrity voices over broken trains, he wrote. The Cardi B announcements will run through December 31st. All right. That's not bad though, man. That's not bad. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have a voice actor from Jimmy Neutron that actually passed away recently. Of course, you want to know who that is. I will let you know and fill you in on it in today's segment, Chatting or the Jazz. Let's go. All right. Okay, we got a recent tragedy that happened recently. Um, so we gotta talk about this actually. So, actor and comedian Jeffrey Garcia, best known for voicing Sheen Estevez on the animated children's series The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, has died. He was 50. He was 50. Man, man, that has to really suck though, man. A talented voice actor, and comedian. That has to suck, man. Um, yeah, Garcia, who reportedly was hospitalized last month due to a case of pneumonia, was pronounced dead on Wednesday, December 10th, after being taken off life support Tuesday night at a Southern California hospital. Garcia's family told TMZ. Garcia's son, Jojo Garcia, also confirmed his death in an Instagram post Wednesday. My father was a unique soul. He was unapologetically himself, and I will always admire the love, compassion, and drive that he had. Jojo Garcia wrote, "The talent my father possessed was truly one of a kind. From voice acting to stand-up comedy, he shined with his quick wit, brass humor, and charm." USA Today has reached out to Garcia's representatives for comment. Garcia was hospitalized around November 20th with pneumonia, per TMZ. He was later discharged, but his condition took another turn in recent weeks. The Nickelodeon alum went to the hospital Monday after reporting difficulty breathing, and on Tuesday, his lung collapsed. Damn. Garcia was battling a series of health setbacks in the months of leading up to his death, according to TMZ. The voiceover actor suffered a brain aneurysm in the spring, during which he fell and hit his head. Although Garcia recovered from the aneurysm, he had a stroke several weeks ago. Despite his condition, Garcia allegedly refused treatment, TMZ reported, but the comedian canceled several performances recently due to his ailing health. Garcia began his comedy career in the early 90s, performing at various clubs in the Southern California area, including the iconic Laugh Factory. The comic later branched out into acting, appearing on the shows Caroline in the City and Dangerous Minds and the film Lightweight. Garcia's showbiz breakthrough came in the early 2000s when he scored the role of Sheen Estevez, the lovable dimwit and best friend of child prodigy Jimmy Neutron in Nickelodeon's sci-fi epic Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. Released in December 2001, the film grossed nearly $103 million worldwide and spawned the spin-off series The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, which ran from 2002 to 2006. Garcia reprised his role for the series as well as the 2010 to 2013 follow-up Planet Sheen. Aside from Jimmy Neutron, Garcia lent his vocals to the animated films Barnyard, Happy Feet 2, and Rio. Garcia's final film was an appearance in the 2024 comedy Holy Cash, according to the actor's IMDb page. He also made an appearance on the stand-up comedy talk show Comics Unleashed, which was released in late October. Garcia was married to Lisa Garcia from 2002 to 2013. The couple had 2 children. SIP2, 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 hang on a second. Jeffrey Garcia, man. All right. Okay. Let's go on. Let's go on to lighten things up here, man. Actually, let's see. All right. So let's talk about this though, man. We all know that rents in New York City as far as apartments and homes is just too fucking high to live in. So this will be this next topic here, and this is according to the city.nyc website. I want to take a look at this because so what's going on here is Democratic mayoral candidate Zoran Mondani's promise of a 4-year rent freeze for the city's nearly 1 million regulated apartments is designed to make New York unaffordable for the people who live in them. But real estate experts warn it will make the city more expensive for the New Yorkers occupying the 1.1 million now 1 million market rate units. Who are the people who have borne the biggest burden of skyrocketing rents over the past 4 years? While overall, those people have more income to pay higher rents, they too are being priced out of the market. Let's see. Let's see. Freezing rent for stabilized units means that market rate units will face higher annual increases, driven by a tight supply and landlords shifting higher costs, such as soaring prices for insurance and taxes to open market units, said Jonathan Miller, CEO of Miller Samuel, a real estate consulting firm. Insurance outlays um, increased by 19% in this year's annual landlord operating cost price index compiled by the Rent Guidelines Board, which determines rent hikes. The impact be excuse me um, will be especially clear in the buildings that include both regulated and market rate apartments, where tenants in market rate apartments will likely be saddled with paying for all the cost increases in the building. In the last 4 years, according to the September Element report overseen by Miller, the median rent for new leases in Manhattan has jumped 36% to 4,450. In Brooklyn, it surged 37% to $3,925. The increases in rents for newly leased units are twice the rate of inflation, which totaled 18% during those years. But the average rent in a building that contains regulated apartments has risen far more slowly, with the rent laws protecting long-term tenants and incentivizing them to remain in place. In the most recent 4 year period tracked by the Rent Guidelines Board, ending in 2023, it rose only 7.5% to $1,559. The board has since allowed a 2.75% increase on 1 year leases last year and another 3% that went into effect October 1st, but only on a regulated apartment. Damn. Damn, that's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy, man, with these fucking rents going up. Oh boy. That's fucking insane, man. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So let me see. Where was I? Where the hell was I? Hang on 1 second here. All right. Most new renters don't have, hang on a second. All right. Most new Hold on one second. Most new renters don't have a shot at leasing a regulated apartment in the more desirable parts of the city, where landlords remove large numbers of units from rent regulations through serial rent increases until a 2019 state law barred the practice. In Manhattan, more than half of apartments and buildings with rent stabilized apartments are now unregulated, with tenants paying market rent according to Rent Guidelines Board research. The continued surge in rents is a problem, even for some of the most highly paid New York jobs. Tech workers whose pay, excuse me, tech workers whose average wage is $135,000, 50% higher than the citywide average, can afford only 1 in 3 market rate apartments, according to a 2024 study by the trade group Tech NYC and the real estate firm Street Easy, which I did an episode about that episodes ago, so y'all could check that out if you don't know what Street Easy is about. Entry level tech workers making an average of $75,000 can afford only 2% of studio and 1 bedroom apartments, the study showed. The affordability concerns have only gotten worse in the tech community, said Julie Samuels, CEO of the organization. It is expensive up and down, and the pay scale of tech companies and even people with high paying jobs have trouble finding apartments. The problem is threshold. Hold on. The problem is threefold. The city simply doesn't have enough housing units to meet demand. The rise in home prices and mortgages rates have trapped many New Yorkers in rentals, reducing what's available on the retail market. Sharply higher costs for items like insurance, property taxes, and maintenance push landlords with buildings with both regulated and market rate rents to raise market rate rents to compensate for smaller increases in the regulated units. The city's vacancy rate is at a historic low of 1.4% as a result of an economic expansion that added 900,000 jobs between 2011 and 2013 and built only 350,000 new homes. Market rate rents declined during the slamdemic as people fled the city, estimated at $350,000 by the U.S. Census. Since then, the population has increased by at least 100,000, which corresponds with the escalation in rents for unregulated units. The situation has been worsened in the last several years by first extremely low interest rates and then a fast rise as the Federal Reserve Board moved to fight inflation, Miller said. In the slamdemic, mortgage rates fell below 4%, which sent prices soaring for coops, condos, and especially single family homes, both in the city and in the nearby suburbs, making moving out of a rental difficult. Then, when mortgage rates rose above 7%, can can be buying became even more unaffordable. Sellers who often have low cost mortgages are able to hold out until they get the price they want. Let's see. A key driver is why rents have gone up is because there are a lot of people camping out in the rental market who are waiting for mortgage rates to fall, said Miller. The data tracked by the Rent Guidelines Board, whose staff reports on rents and costs for landlords, guides the board's decision on annual increases. shows how landlords with both regulated and market rate units push up rents to offset, the lower increases allowed on their regulated units. By law, the board is supposed to vote to set rents based on the analysis, precluding a preordained rent freeze. Average rents in what the board calls core Manhattan, where the vast majority of buildings have both kinds of apartments, rose 17% between 2019 and 2022, the latest data available citywide. The increase was only 7%. In the Bronx, the increase was also 7%. Or consider Mondani's own building in Astoria, where he lives in a rent regulated apartment while earning a 142,000 salary as a state assembly member and has additional income from his wife's work as an artist. According to a tax challenge filed by the landlord, the building's 30 market rate units generate 761,544 in annual rent, and the 22 rent regulated units $452,000 and 628 $452,000 if the landlord were to seek to recover cost increases in order to maintain profits. All of that increased rent would have to come from market rate tenants. As Mayor Zoran Mondani will use every tool to keep rents down. That means freezing the rents of more than 2 million New Yorkers, fully enforcing good cause evictions, protecting tenants against price gouging, and cracking down on bad landlords, said campaign spokesperson Dora Peacock. For too long, city leaders bought by real estate interests have looked the other way as rents rise and working families drown. Zoran Mondani knows relief won't come from maintaining the status quo. It demands bold changes. But long-term Mondani and real estate industry representatives say the solution is just more housing. At Thursday's mayoral candidate debate, Mondani said he would help keep down market rate rents by building 200,000 new units of housing. Agreed Basha Gerhards, executive vice president of policy at the Real Estate Board of New York. In quote, to address the rapid growth of rent requires the construction of a significantly large number of housing units because the affordability crisis is based on a supply crisis. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I actually agree with this though, man. I think this is very important to actually, you know, make an awareness in regards to price gouging of lousy landlords. New York has lousy landlords who don't want to fix shit not just the heating, but the deterioration of the walls, the 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 paint. Actually, yeah, the paint that's peeling off and stuff, but you know, as far as the heat and stuff. So anyway, man, we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens after he becomes mayor in January 2026. All right. So, all right. So the next topic we're going to talk about here is, let me see. All right. So Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, basically um talked about his recent health scare. Um, During a November 22nd performance at Tyler the Creator's Camp Flog Nah, the 42-year-old musician who performs under his Childish Gambino moniker shed some light on the ailment that forced him to cancel the remainder of his New World Tour last year. He said, in quote, "I had a really bad pain in my head in Louisiana and I did the show anyway," Glover explained on stage per clips shared to social media. "I couldn't really see well, so when we went to Houston, I went to the hospital and the doctor was like, 'You had a stroke.'" The first thing I thought of, the first thing I thought was like, "Oh, here I am still copying Jamie Foxx." Still copying Jamie Foxx. He quit. Referring to um the Blame It Singer's 2023 near fatal stroke. I talked about this episodes ago, so you can check that out as well. That's really like the second thing. The first thing was like, "I'm letting everybody down," Glover continued. And this is from the folks from People, in case anybody's wondering. Not long after finding out he had suffered a stroke, the community actor broke his foot, which led to another concerning medical discovery. "They found a hole in my heart, so I had this surgery, and then I had to have another surgery." Glover continued on stage. "They say everybody has two lives, and the second life starts when you realize you have one. You should be living your life how you want. If we have to do this again, it can only get better." Back in September 2024, Glover postponed the remaining North American dates of his New World Tour to focus on his physical health for a few weeks. The following month, however, he was forced to cancel the dates altogether due to his ongoing health issues. That's good. "After my show in New Orleans, I went to the hospital in Houston to make sure of an ailment that had become apparent," he wrote in a since-deleted statement shared to his social media. "After being assessed, it became clear I would not perform that night, and after more tests, I could not perform the rest of the U.S. tour in the time asked. As of now, I have surgery scheduled and need time out to heal. My path to recovery is something I need to confront seriously," he continued. "With that said, we have made the difficult decision to cancel the remaining of the North American tour and the UK and European dates." Soon after, a handful of shows scheduled to occur in Australia and New Zealand faced the same fate. "Unfortunately, my path to recovery is taking longer than expected," Glover wrote in a statement to ticket holders last November. "The upcoming concerts in Australia and New Zealand are canceled. One of the last things I'd ever want to do is disappoint my fans." He added, "I really appreciate the support you have shown and know that I will do what I can to give you an exceptional experience when the time is right. Thank you." Yeah, you know what? I actually agree with this though, man. I mean, you gotta take care of your well-being and your health, so that's pretty important. That's pretty important though, man. Let's see. Let's see. So, let's see. Cameron and Mase chime in on why rappers want to become podcasters, and this is from um Complex. So let's talk about this. Cameron and Mase believe the crossover between sports and hip hop isn't just a trend, it's rooted in a shared desire to live the other's lifestyle. On the latest episode of It Is What It Is podcast, the Harlem duo broke down why so many rappers dream of playing sports and so many athletes jumped into the booth. Joined by NFL legend Michael Irvin, the hosts pointed to money, fame, and cultural influence as reasons behind the overlap. Every End quote. Everybody always says it's green on the other side, Irvin explained. We're looking for money and fame, and all those things are attainable in those two fields. And then we would like to interchange. Mase named Deion Sanders and Shaquille O'Neal as as the most successful athletes turned artists, while Cameron emphasized Shaq's commercial success, noting the Hall of Famer sold millions of records by teaming up with rap heavyweights like Fushnikins and Mobb Deep. Shaq sold more records than rappers, man, Cam said. That's what it's about, taking advantage of the opportunity. Irvin Irvin also recalled the first time he heard Sanders must be the money while riding while riding through Atlanta with the two sports star. He said, "Listen, I'm about to drop this right here. I want you to listen to it." And we were riding around Atlanta, popping on that baby boy. Must be the money. Of course, money talks. But Cameron stressed the connection runs deeper than career curiosity. He described music as an essential motivation for athletes, even citing a personal milestone when Allen Iverson mentioned him and Mase during his 2016 Basketball Hall of Fame induction speech. All the coaches he played for, all the players he played against, um, Thompson, Georgetown, everything that helped him be a Hall of Famer. He took time out to those musical artists that helped him be a Hall of Famer. And 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 Mace were no, I think it's no, yeah, Mace were two of the artists. Think about that. We're in the Basketball Hall of Fame, Cam said. Yeah, this is interesting, man. You know what I mean? Very interesting. Oh shit. Oh man. And hold on a second, man. I want to get to this one right here. I want to get to this one right here with this next topic here. Let's see. All right. Peanut, however you pronounce this, Noir Day on August 18th is a fan favorite among wine connoisseurs. Pinot Noir is one of the most versatile and enjoyed derivatives of wine in the world. Originally grown in France, today we can enjoy Pinot Noir, grown and made from every corner of the globe. Its rich history is complemented by its rich flavors, making this a day all can enjoy. All right, the history of Pinot Noir Day. Pinot Noir derives its name from the grape species from which it is made. It is derived from the French words meaning pine and black. as far back as the first century, Pinot Noir and its consumption can be found in the regions of Burgundy, France. Yeah, Burgundy, France. Today, the grape species can be found all over the world. Its roots in French history are an important part of the history of Europe and the culture of wine today. When invading Romans arrived in Gaul, they were impressed by the rich quality, texture, and unique flavors of ripe red fruit, cherries, toast, and spices. The grape, mostly grown in the Burgundy region of France, became a coveted item to the Romans for more than 300 years. When the Romans established vineyards and began to farm the grape commercially, it became the wine of choice among the nobility and was soon the grape of choice grown by the Catholic Church, harvested and used in religious settings. The favorite grape species in wine, Pinot Noir, became a mainstay wine for the Catholic Church for centuries to come. Pinot Noir vineyards owned by the Catholic Church remained under the control of the Catholic Church in France until the French Revolution in 1789, which brought an end to the aristocratic only access to the wine. The grape has been exported far and wide. However, it is an extremely difficult grape to cultivate successfully. Conditions have to be perfect. And while there is a population to Pinot Noir, grapes grown on every continent in the world, the French variant seems to attract the most prestige and admiration. Okay, let's go to the timeline of Pinot Noir Day. Um, what is it? 10, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. 10, wait. 1000, 1000, something like that. Um, Cistercian monks enjoy backbreaking labor. Cistercian monks became the authority on Christendom. Their religious position expresses that hard labor placed one as close to God as possible, and thus they began growing and cultivating Pinot Noir on the rocky slopes of Burgundy. 1395, Gammy gets the ban of popular French grape and wine in Burgundy are outlawed in the region by Duke Philip. Without any competition, and a demand for good wine makes Pinot Noir the most popular wine among the locals. 1767, Pinot Noir arrives in the Americas. Spanish padres from Mexico bring the first variant of Pinot Noir to California. 2004, Sideways, the film Sideways does well at the box office and inadvertently makes Pinot Noir popular thanks to strong positive references to the French wine. All right, some activities to do for Pinot Noir Day activities. Okay, have a glass of Pinot Noir. Pour yourself a healthy glass. This is the way to start. Sit back, savor, and relax. Host a wine tasting. A great way to have friends over. We suggest that each person brings a different bottle of their favorite wine, and that way you can taste all night long. Pinot Noir pairs well with grilled salmon or tuna. Give a bottle as a gift. Remind someone special that they are important to you. Let them celebrate today however they choose to, but make sure you buy a great bottle of Pinot Noir for them. 5 things about Pinot Noir that you might not know. Okay, so let me just spell this out for you folks right here. So Pinotnoir. All right. Number one, there are many variants. Today, over 40 variants of Pinot Noir exist globally. Number two, the Pope wouldn't return The Pope wouldn't return home to Italy. Pope Urban V refused to return to Rome in the Middle Ages, where you just couldn't get the wine of the same quality as that found in Burgundy. Oh wow. It can't take the heat. Pinot Noir grows comfortably in cooler climates. The grape is overcooked when its thin skin is exposed to too much heat and sun. Um, Number four, France grows the most throughout the entire world. France has the most hectares of Pinot Noir vineyards, 29,738 hectare hectares, excuse me. Um, Number five, it's known as the heartbreak grape. Yes, it has been popular, popularly um, referred to as such, but not for the reason that you may think. Sure, many people have turned to a good peanut during a breakup, but it's actually because of how difficult it is to harvest a successful crop, leaving many vintners heartbroken because of a failed yield. Why we love um Pinot Noir Day, you ask? It's wine and good wine too. Who could turn down a valid reason to enjoy a great glass of wine on a day like today? We can't. That's for sure. It's a great reason to absorb antioxidants. Antioxidants are great for you, and Pinot Noir is jam packed with them. A single glass has been proven to provide you with a much needed supply of antioxidants. It brings history and culture into your life. Wine culture is strange and peculiar. When looked at by an outside observer. Today gives everyone a chance to enjoy a good bottle of wine, regardless of how astute they may be in the world of fine wine. All right, so next year, 2026 Tuesday, August 18th, 2027 Wednesday, August 18th, 2028 Friday, August 18th, 2029 Saturday, August 18th, and 2030 Sunday, August 18th. All right, so let's get to our next topic here. Let me see if I missed out on anything. Not really. Let me see. Oh, let's get into the 50 best albums of 2025. Oh boy. This is wow. Let's get into that right there. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh wait. 21 Savage. Hold on a second. Hold on. 21 Savage. Hold on one second. Damn. Savage. Hmm. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Let me see. Okay, 21 Savage dropping new music soon. Okay. Let's get into that first and then we'll get into the 50. Okay. 21 Savage coming out with a, a new album soon. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. All right. Actually, he's out right now, man. Actually, he's out right now. So, according to Hypebeast, 21 Savage announces his new album, What Happened to the Streets. The album featuring 14 unreleased songs is out right now, actually. It's out right now, actually. So, let's take a look at this. So, 21 Savage has surprised fans with the sudden announcement of his latest album, What Happened to the Streets, which already dropped already. So it's out right now. So make sure y'all check that out on streaming platforms, including Spotify, wherever you get your music. The unexpected news arrived um, on December 8th via a black and white trailer posted by 21 himself on Instagram. The cinematic teaser carries a suspenseful tone with an orchestral soundtrack. It depicts a figure walking down a dark alley who becomes the apparent target of snipers. This is followed by a quick montage of the target's life before the album title and release date appear. According to Spotify, the album consists of 14 new songs, none of which were released as singles beforehand, maintaining the surprise nature of the announcement. Notably, 21 Savage has kept relatively quiet throughout 2025 with his soul SOLE major appearance being a feature on Summer Walker's track Get Your Boy in November. The latest release follows 21 Savage's last successful album, American Dream, which topped the Billboard 200 in January 2024, earning 133,000 total album equivalent units. That project marked his fourth time reaching the chart summit and added 14 entries to the Billboard Hot 100. So it's out right now, so you can go check it out. Right now. Now let's go to the fifth. Hold on. Let's go to the 50 best albums of 2025. Let's take a look at Complex. Let's take a look here. So, all right. So let's go back exactly 5 months. July 4th, with the exception of a few superstars, Benito, Aubrey, Evil Jordan. Oh shit. Abel, it had been a relatively uneventful first half of the year in music. The residue of Kendrick Lamar's dominant 2024 still lingered, and the most interesting releases mostly came from newer voices still earning their stripes. By the end of July, however, the floodgates opened. Great albums kept coming. Young Boy returned. Tyler dropped a surprise project. Justin Bieber made a comeback. The U.S. underground came into its own with rage-inspired rappers like Chi, and Yeet, breaking out of Cardi's shadow. Across the Atlantic, the UK scene also came alive. There was talk that 2025 could be an all-time great year in rap, even if the singles themselves didn't fully communicate that sentiment. By fall, the conversation has shifted again. Okay, wait. Where are the breakout rap singles? Why are all the Billboard charts dominated by animated K-pop features? In other words, 2025 had plenty of peaks and valleys. In our list of the year's top albums, we try to capture these trends and tell the story of a music scene that is fractured, matching a cultural climate that feels unusually unanimous. All right, so here are the best 50 best albums of 2025. Um let me see. What's this? Starting with this actually. All right, number 50. All right, so the peak so much fun days may be behind us, but Young Thug still has life in him. UY Scuddy, his first album since the end of the YSL ordeal, finds Thug trying to recapture the magic of earlier eras with some spotty results. But the album shines most when he leans into introspection. At Spider, he zeroes in on those who betrayed him. Catch Me, I'm Falling has him confronting the trauma of fighting the Rico case. What Up, Jesus is a triumphant, nostalgic reunion with former foe YFN Lucci, and the album's centerpiece, Miss My Dogs, finds Thug rapping in specific, gutting fashion about the friends he hurt over the jailhouse leaks. That's number 50. Number 49. Number 49, Doja Cat. Even Doja um, would probably admit that going full Jean Grey on Scarlet right before the widespread commercial explosion of the retro disco infused pop she perfected on Hot Pink was unfortunate timing. So on V, she came back to reclaim her corners from the Dua Lipas and Sabrina Carpenters of the world with an album that's unapologetically pop and breezy. And yeah, it was kind of crickets on the charts. V may be one of the quieter releases of her career, but that doesn't diminish its quality. If anything, it has I don't want to say I don't want I don't even want to it has a throwback classic written all over it. Um I don't want to say the C word, the four-letter C word. I don't want to say it though, man. It's sexy, witty, and at times shows Doja at her best, now tapping into synth heavy, funky pop sensibilities of 80s era Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Number 48. All right. Number 48, Silk Money. Since his days as the frontman of Divine Council, the Richmond VA rapper has grabbed listeners' attention with irreverent, out of pocket bars, um, um, disparate pop culture references ranging from Disney's Finding Nemo to Robert Townsend's Hollywood Shuffle, and hooks that are as coded as they are catchy. Um, on his fourth solo album, all of the elements that put him in the spotlight in the first place are present, but um, it's evident that he's no longer the reckless teenager of his Divine Council days. He's turning his gaze inward. The album's title and theme are inspired by Silverstein's children's book, The Giving Tree. And throughout he ponders what it means to give to give of himself, whether reciprocity is a fair expectation. Let me see. Who waters the wilting giving tree once the leaves dry up and fruits no longer bear? Oh wow. Let me see. All right. On first I give up, then I give in, then I give all. Silk reveals that beneath all the attitude and irreverence is a genuine love for hip hop as a culture and craft. He lets loose with scathing critiques of everyone from internet comedian King Batch to performance artists and alleged um occultist Marina Abramovic to disgraced actor Jonathan Majors on the album, not because he's engagement farming, but because he truly cares. Number 47. Number 47, Amare. Amare's third album, Black Star, is built around a single idea. Artists are at their best when they refuse boundaries. Across the 13 song project, the Ghanaian American singer pulls from Alte, house, hyperpop, and even a kinetic blend of a ballet funk and Jersey club 100 drum. It's a wide spectrum, but the animation in her voice cuts through it all like an obsidian blade, slicing up any beat, familiar or experimental. Our artists from Africa are crossing over now more than ever. And with that momentum comes a pressure to prove themselves outside the Afrobeats label. Black Star swings a sledgehammer at that fragile box. Number 46, Big X the Plug. Okay. Most hip hop and country collaborations deserve a skeptical eye. Label engineered Frankenstein's built to game the charts. But there's something about Big X the Plug and his dalliances with country that actually works. Maybe it's his storytelling prowess, his love for Bluesky analog samples, or that distinct meaty timbre that communicates working class struggle. That's why I hope you are happy. Arguably the first truly purely, pure country rap album lands so well. Yes, the album features the contemporary A-list of country Shabuzi, Jelly Roll, Luke Combs splitting duties with the rapper. But it's Big X's songwriting that stands out, emotional and vivid, with much of the record zeroing in on the aftermath of a terrible breakup. He doesn't handle it well, but he's always honest. The highlight is the vicious Ella Langley, um, Hell at Night. Um, Driven by twangy guitar, Ella's um, angelic vocals are offset by Big X the Plug's spiteful, gnarling delivery as he wishes an avalanche of bad luck on his oh shit. Oh man, an avalanche of bad luck on his ex. That's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy to say though, man. But be careful what you wish for, son. Number 45, Lil Tecca. In 2025, Lil Tecca, Lil Tecca rode a Neptune's type beat to new heights. Dark Thoughts, a track with a halftime groove, a seductive chorus, and a Pharrell inspired 4 count intro, became a true song of the summer contender and the perfect opener for his 5th album in 6 years. Dopamine. Across the project, Tekka, led by Internet Money's warm, fuzzy production, fully embraces his pop star era and showcases his um, malleability. He ventures into dance hall. He ventures into dance hall on Don't Rush, slides into dance pop on Favorite Lie, and flips the iconic video Killed the Radio Star sample to perfection on Owa Owa. Number 44, J Electronica. The entire trajectory of my career scream fuck the industry, yet you can't have a debate about the greats and not mention me. Jay Electrona has been telling us who he is, what he believes, and what we should expect from him since since he made his debut in the blog era. He's an artist who frustrates fans as much as he exhilarates them. So when he spits the aforementioned line on Abracadabra, he's telling us that he's telling us no, that he's fully aware that no matter how much of a headache he can be, we'll still be listening and watching closely. On on leaflets um leaflets however you pronounce it, Electronica serves up Elijah Muhammad sound bites, a Diddy intro at the worst possible time. Oh damn. 7-minute tracks that defy playlisting, UFO talk, Soul Train excerpts, biblical imagery, and um heroic homilies. He's prophetic. Oh man, is it possible that the Elijah Muhammad is still physically alive? Problematic. Uh, see his Cassie Diddy reference on 4 billion, 400 million. The worst is yet to come, yet he's still as compelling as ever. A beautiful mess if there ever was one. Number 43, FKA. Not sure what that stands for, but okay. um Eusexua was birthed in chicken scratch, written on the back of my hand in a toilet at a rave in Prague. That's one hell of a lifeline. Excuse me. That's one hell of a log line from FKA Twigs. Eusexua is only her 3rd album, but it might be her boldest yet. A chaotic mishmash of global club sounds stitched together from the farthest corners of the 90s. Think the haunting aura of early B York, the thump of trip hop, and the frantic energy of Euro techno. Despite the throwback references, the album never sounds dated. Random quirks like Northwest rapping in Japanese, keeping it so no, keep it thrillingly unpredictable. Number 42. Um Furorz Fu Fu Fuarza Regita. Man, these nicknames, man, it's crazy. Oh shit. These nicknames are so fucking ridiculous, man. I ain't take a sip. Oh shit. After taking one of the wildest swings in recent pop music memory with what is it? Pero no te and Amores, a wide-spanning album that blended traditional Mexican music with EDM, Jersey club, and reggaeton to create what they called Jersey corridos. The group pivots once more. The opening track, Godfather, features a vicious guitar interpolation of the theme song from the 1972 movie, signaling a return to their corrido roots. However, Arza, Regita, and lead singer Jesus Ortiz Paz have mostly cooled on the narco talk, instead embracing lyrics centered on romantic relationships. Off kilter flourishes appear throughout. To Sancho samples the same Ellie Goulding track that Drake used on Pound Cake, while Peli Leando features a banjo. Wouldn't expect anything less from Fu Arza Regida. That's FUERZA REGIDA. All right. Number 41. On star 2 Hollis prioritizes cohesion over chaos, blending EDM, pop, and hip hop over the course of 15 tracks. But it isn't all distortion. Hollis explores feelings of self doubt, the plights of navigating fame, with Tell Me being an oldie to the side eyes and mile long stares from superfans, and protecting what he loves most, whether it be his girl or his art. What uplifts Star is its sequencing, each song cascading into the next as Two Hollis ex- expertly curates an experience rather than just another rage escapade. After all, Hollis produced and recorded the entire project in his childhood home in LA, and Burn was the last song he was able to finish before fire engulfed his house. Shit. Number 40, most recent De La Soul project came out recently. Um People like to say hip hop is a sport for youngins, and that age perspective and adherence to the old ways is anti f hold on anti antithetical to the rapidly modulating and shifting sounds of modern rap music. And yet, De La Soul remains an essential part of the contemporary hip hop picture, approaching their 40-year as a group now without the brilliant late great True Goy the Gov, who tragically passed away, but appears posthumously throughout Cabin in the Sky. They are still vital. And on their latest LP, they are as fresh as they've been in years. This is classic De La, insightful, heartfelt, inventive, and often funny. Post put Paul no excuse me, Post puts it best on You Don't Stop. Some young ones don't think we got that edge. Saying OG, we don't hear you. Number 39, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemists. Hmm. Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, and Alfredo too. Let me see. So with song titles like Ensaladada, no, excuse me, Ensaladas, Ensalada, empanadas, and gas station sushi, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist serve up a whole meal. Hold on. All right. Let me see where I left off here. The rapper producer duo reconnect the spark of their first Alfredo, but the sequel moves with a more eclectic palette, jazz keys, and choir lifts on Ensalada. Electronic undercurrents pulsing through Skinny Shug 2, and the mystical glimmer of wind chimes on Shangri-La gives raps with a clarity and precision and that anchors the project, while features from Anderson Paak, Larry June, and Jid expand its resonance. Number 38, SD Kid, Rebel. Yes, SD Kid is rumored to be Timothy Chalamet, and yes, Phantom has been going crazy on TikTok for months, but those aren't the only reasons he's become the most talked about rookie in hip hop in 2025. His debut Rebel is fire, a 20-minute dopamine hit packed with bangers. Part of Rebel's strength is his instinctive, versatile rapping, flexing his his scuze accent and his knack for finding interesting pockets. But props also go to producer Rafe 9, who handled the project and blends elements of rage, jerk, and hard trap through overblown 808s and eerie synth patches. Eerie synth patches. Yeah, um, SD Kid. Oh wow. You know, yeah, I did hear about this, but I didn't get a chance to add this as a topic to actually go through. I'll probably talk about this in a future episode actually. Um so yeah, number 37, Danny Brown. Um Rap has often followed Danny Brown's wake. He aims to shift the culture again with the hyper pop inspired Stardust, a relentlessly thoughtful examination of the outer limits of what we perceive rap to be. If Death Grips were addicted to Molly or Fred again was a punk, they might cook up something like Stardust. Of course, that defeats the entire purpose of the album's philosophy, which suggests that no one besides Danny Brown could ever conceive of such a brash, bold, and excellent album. Number 38, Summer Walker. Summer Walker is no stranger to having city girl energy, even when it's sometimes hidden behind a veil of romantic hope. On the audacious, finally over it, she fully embraces it. She's also committed to showcasing her versatility, hopping on the sexy drill wave with the Chris Brown assisted baby, experimenting with indie pop ballads, on FMT, and even flirting with the country of allegedly. OG Summer fans get their share of new gems too. These include 90s inspired cuts like Heart of a Woman, collaborative tracks with rap artists Sexy Red, Glorilla, and Lato, and duets with genre all stars Brent Faiyaz, Bryson Tiller, and fellow Atlanta songstress Mariah the Scientist. Mariah the Scientist. All right, so number 35, Wale. Wale's strengths has always been his willingness to embrace vulnerability, a quality that shines in everything is a lot. His R&B rap hybrid statement album. On Conundrum, he infuses vocals from Cut Closest, Get Up on It. And on Belly, he flips soul to souls back to life, clear examples of how he uses samples as an aid, not a crutch. His ear for R&B collaborators remains unmatched. The Velvety Ordeal lifts City on fire, while Artist of the Year contender Leon Thomas adds depth to Closer, a cuffing anthem that reimagines Go Appel's classic and could rank among Wale's greatest hits. Let me see. All right, greatest hits. The project isn't a one-note effort. There are moments that honor his allegiance to Afrofusion, the DMV, and his MMG era Fullerin persona. Yet hearing him lean into the fusion he executes best is poetry in motion, a reminder of why vulnerability and musical curiosity remains Wale's greatest assets. Number 34, Baby Chief Do It. Let's see. Let me see. Yes, so Baby Chief Do It is the second son of Chicago, a student of Chief Keef with a more playful and charismatic aura. Zoo Life showcases the burgeoning artist turning the rap world into his playground. Forget about the chat GPT stuff. The 17-year-old rapper shows crazy range. Baby Chief um, hopscotches over a variety of different beats. From the buoyant Happy Feet to the Chicago Street Anthem, Am I Understood, to Yay Yeezy Tune Shy Wheezy. Where he spits over a retro Lil Wayne sounding beat. Yeah. His rhymes are still rough around the edges, but the ceiling is high. Number 33, Nino Paid. um Nino Paid is whoever if they don't know who Nino Paid is a beacon of hope for the criminally slept on DMV scene. Ace's haunt Love Me As I Am as he tries to decipher if success is enough to move past your PTSD. Slowing the DMV's free car flow down to the steadier pace. Nino's flair for reflective, emotionally captivating beats shines as the album swings from pop punk and emo revival guitars to glittering keys and plug GMB soundscapes. His songwriting is stark and introspective, just as willing to probe lingering doubts as it is to tally his growing wins. Even when contemplating broken dreams and lost loved ones, paid rem, re- excuse me, paid remains optimistic. The past might haunt you, but all that matters is what lies ahead. Number 32, Larry June, Two Chains, and the Alchemist. Oh man. If you just woke up out of a 13-year coma, um oh shit. Um let me see. Yeah, what is it? Life is beautiful. Okay, if you just woke up out of a 13-year coma, Two Chains, Larry June, and Alchemist album would absolutely sound like the result of a twisted rap Mad Libs session. It kind of still does. But it also sounds like one of the best rap projects of the year. Coated in luxur- luxuriant um, ALC production. The project sees Larry and Two Chains cruise over contemplative soul loops as they play a game of seesawing flexes. Larry makes a bagel and a nice view sound like a scene from The Godfather, while Chains bends syllables and ideas with such flair you don't care about him mispronouncing amenities. Number 31, Billy Woods, Gollywog. um, the first thing you hear when you press play on Billy Woods' 2025 opus is what sounds like a film projector. It's fitting because though much has been made of Woods' literary flair, his vivid image conjuring verses transcend the pages in the book to describe what we might see on the big screen. That's to say, Wood specializes in cinema, specifically the cinema of the oppressed, as his backwoods studios cohort cavi- Cavalier says on Lead Paint Test, every black life is a thriller. And what does Woods show us on Gollywog? Um, Vignettes that illustrate the banality of evil, the mundanity of violence, and the persistence of life despite it all. A family evicted from their home right before Christmas. A surreal video of a man killed by drone strike. Um, an injured dog who returns home only to put out of its misery by its owners. Lead paint test. The stories are poignant and profound, and sometimes tap into the kind ironic humor you summon when ain't a damn thing funny. Cold sweat. If Gollywog was a film, it would be worth every second of its runtime. Oh shit. Number 30, Lotus. Lotus Sims. Man, hold on. I'm sorry. Little Sims, Lotus. Okay, so Lotus is the breakaway and a reckoning. Little Sims' first post inflow project and easily her most self excavating. She toggles between rap vocals and soft bursts of singing as she confronts love, fear, loyalty, and the messiness of her footing without the collaborator who shaped her last era. Lil Sims lays it bare on the opener. Thief naming the manipulation she experienced and the survival mode she lived in. As the sound moves from low end rumbles to bright jazz pockets, it's clear she's more than fine post breakup. She leveled up. Number 29, Osama Sun. Um, on Jump Out, Osama Sun navigates his clear influences, um, Little Uzi and Playboy Cardi, and his own sonic identity, combining blaring rage beats with youthful vibrancy. Um, it's no mistake the bubbly made some plans has become the viral hit. Osama Sun's third album is textured, immersive, and colorful, assisted by producer OK priming the canvas with gritty 808s and sparkling synth lines. Osama Sun would drop another project, Psychotic, just a couple of months later, but Jump Out is the one that album artists from the unruly underground should aspire to in terms of cohesion and style. Okay, hold on one second here. Number 28, Olivia Dean. Olivia Dean preludes the art of loving with an ode to Bell Hooks' book All About Love. She then spends the rest of the album living it out loud, blending pop R&B and neo soul with a sun-soaked groove that feels borrowed from a more romantic decade. Dean's sophomore album sparks a contagious sway and snap rhythm in listeners. Nice to Each Other shimmers with a Fleetwood Mac mystique, while I've Seen It nods to Grover Washington Jr. and Bill Withers. Bill Will, yeah, Bill Withers. I was right. Just the two of us rooting her modern love lessons in timeless lineage. Okay. Okay. Let me just all right, so let me see where I left off here. Meanwhile, tracks like Man I Need and So Easy to Fall in Love have surged across TikTok and the charts, turning her smoothest songs into bona fide pop power plays. That blend of effortless virality and timeless warmth is exactly what propelled Dean to being one of the breakout stars of 2025. Number 27, Dijon. Yeah. 4 years after the release of his indie gem, Absolutely, Dijon kept busy building a world all his own. As a driving force behind Justin Bieber's swag, writing and producing a handful of tracks, um, Dijon thrives on the subtle echoes of creativity, where his efforts on swag felt stripped back and explorative. Um, Baby is concise and focused. Tracks like Higher and Baby, Higher Baby, and LP standout Yamaha evoke a sense of nostalgia and wonder. Throughout Baby, he flexes an innate ability to craft heart-wrenching anthems, bursting with emotion in every shriek and vocal run. Whether it's his lively, surrealist approach or warm, otherworldly instrumentation, he strikes a balance between the familiar and the off kilter, always with the sense that something unexpected is just around the corner. Number 26, Carol G. Um, Death Taxes and Carol G releasing an excellent album every 2 years. These are the only things we're promised in this life. Since 2017, the Colombian singer has stayed steady, dropping intoxicating pop interpolations of cumbia, reggaeton, vallenato, and more. Tropical Quieta is her most powerfully intimate statement to date, an album that reckons with the lineage of which she finds herself a crucial part. Not only is she a Latin American icon, but she's part of a community of women singers and songwriters that have pushed the culture relentlessly forward. Tropical Quieta is indebted to this history, trading in the pyrotechnics of earlier releases for the tried and true combination of strummed acoustic guitars, hand percussion, and a steady bass line. All right. Okay. Number 25. Kali Uchis. Number 20. All right. So in 2025, Kali Uchis shed the neon lit reggaeton of Orchideas in favor of R&B and soul that is just as seductive. Angels all around me. Let me see this thing real quick. Yeah, Angels Around Me, all around me floats on airy falsettos and layered vocals, while Silk Lingerie is minimal and intimate, almost whispered, like a secret shared between lovers, woven through dreamy string arrangements, bubbly guitar lines, and a soft focus. Pop haze is intimate. Candlelit confessional lyricism that pulls you in track by track. To deepen the experience, Callie foregoes all features on this project, holding it down solo, much like she did on her debut. Number 24, Ken Carson. Yeah, more chaos. Ken Carson's follow-up to A Great Chaos is more off the wall, more guttural, and more chaotic in the best way. Blistering beats spearheaded by longtime collaborators, Filthy, Starboy, KB, Beats, and more led the way for Carson. As he starts to come into his own as an MC, with a greater emphasis on his technical ability amidst the hellish raw energy the album exerts. There's one line that personifies this evolution most. End quote. Hard work beats talent, so I work hard.
K-Hole is just a glimpse at Carson recognizing how far he's come, and on more chaos he's reaped the rewards of the grind. Number 23, Che. While fans have clocked Che's rust in bass for its similarities to Playboy Cardi's Whole Lotta Red, I don't think he's biting. He's taking the rage soundscape Cardi built and pushing it into its next iteration, molding it into um, something more raw yet controlled. The Atlanta rapper expertly harnessed chaos across 18 tracks, crafting a rage opus made for the Mase with immense replay value, with blown out 808s, full screen flows, and lawless energy. Rest in Bass was tailor made for live shows, engineering the madness by cutting through with unmatched curation. Frankly, rage tapes are generally tough to get through from top to bottom. Singular moments usually make for its motion, but Rib isn't just noise. This is rage done right. Vocally, Che blitzes through each track with a presence that keeps you hooked, especially on standouts like Slam Punk, Boss Up, and Hellraiser with Osama's Son. It's hyper curated and wildly energetic, compacting the genre's best elements and fine tuning it for the next generation. All hail the bass god. Number 22, Chance the Rapper. Um, Chance the Rapper star line. All right, hold on. Like the title suggests, Chance's follow up to The Big Day is a journey. The Chicago rapper, once known for his image as a family man, separated from his wife, left his home. Oh shit, what is this? Sorry. Um Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why it glitched, but anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the Chicago rapper, once known for his image as a family man, separated from his wife, left his home, and underwent a period of self discovery. On letters, he questions the church and the health system. On Drape Toe Mania, he draws from his Chicago drill roots alongside Baby Chief Dolt. And on Speed of Love, he reflects on his experiences and growth. The ideas are fully realized. The bars are sharp, and the album showcases um, just how much Chance has matured. A lot was riding on Starline, and like any great storyteller, Chance proves that you still can't write him into a corner. In other words, you can't put him in a box into one thing. Number 21, Yeet, Dangerous Summer. Yeet became an even bigger star in 2025 by prioritizing quality over quantity after releasing a pair of albums in 2024, Lifestyle, and 2093. He surprised fans this year with just one EP, Dangerous Summer, the sharpest he has sounded in his career yet. Part of this growth comes from expanding his comfort zone. The standout tracks don't really sound like anything Yeat has released before. The ethereal, wispy allure of Fly Night and angelic, airy melodies of Put It on G, and the sheer infectiousness of Come and Go show Yeat embracing new textures, and it's led to even more success. There was a time you couldn't scroll through Instagram without hearing Come and Go on everyone's feed. Number 20, Rosalia, Lux. For her first album in 3 years, Rosalia leaves reggaeton behind and immerses herself in classical music. Lux unfolds as a cross-cultural odyssey with lyrics reflecting her musings during her musical hiatus. The album's ambition is staggering. She sings in 13 languages, including Hebrew, Arabic, and even Mandarin. Sonically, the music is meticulously crafted, with Rosalia delivering soaring performances atop the luxurious grand instrumentation of the London Symphony Orchestra. Even for an artist known for bold experiments, this may be her most daring work yet. Number 19, The Weeknd. Hurry Up Tomorrow captures each stage of The Weeknd's evolution from dark R&B whisperer to global megastar. Reflections Laughing is a vintage requiem that could have fit seamlessly on Trilogy. On Giving Up on Me, he experiments with soul samples, and reminiscent of Beauty Behind the Madnesses. Tell Your Friends. The electro infused production laced with hints of ballet funk paired with yearning lyrics on Cry for Me evokes, hang on a sec, evokes, hold on a minute, evokes the my dear melancholy era. Meanwhile, Give Me Mercy plays in the same 80s synth playground explored on Dawn FM. We couldn't have asked for a better ending to The Weeknd. Let's see. Number 18, Dave, the boy who played the harp. Okay. Dave's first full length in 4 years begins with the James Blake collaboration History. The Brixton rapper seems to think people may have forgotten just how meaningful he's been to the rise of UK hip hop. A few bars in, it's clear few can command the mic like he does. Despite Dave demanding attention throughout the project, he cedes plenty of space to collaborators like the aforementioned Blake, Thames, the ascendant Jim legacies. Hold on, Jim legacy, and more. Dave seems deeply tapped into the story he's sharing, writing it in real time, and immediately bringing it to his audience. It creates an interesting tension where he knows his power in the rap game, but is constantly hungry for more. Tremendously popular, but unwilling to cede an inch is a good place to be, it turns out. Number 17, Tyler the Creator. Oh man, don't tap on glass. Okay. Tyler wants to see you shake ass. At a time when so much human interaction and expression are mediated by technology, and we've collectively become more isolated and socially awkward, a project dedicated to dancing in public feels almost radical. The robotic voice in the intro to Big Poe invites us to move our bodies and leave your baggage at home. But let's be real. There's no um there's no Okama, Tyler Okama without at least a little lament. It's his twist. So in the midst of the bombast, of Big Poe, the high energy odes to cunning lingus, sugar on my tongue, and the material flexing in the key of black excellence, sucker free. There's Tyler the Yearner. On Mama Nem, some self pity slips through the braggadocio as he describes his chest full of resentment. And by the end of Don't Tap the Glass, the tempo slows and the yearning resurfaces on Tell Me What Is, where he asks, why can't I find love? It calls to mind Andre 3000's low-key lament on Hey y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all just want to dance. Number 16, Central C, Can't Rush Greatness. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like that title. Central C is taking his time trying to reach the heights of rap. Can't Rush Greatness is littered with lessons the British rapper has learned over the years, like when he raps on Top Freestyle about how label executives don't care if we're murderers as long your catalog. Hold on a sec. All right. Your catalog bringing in revenue and how he's already premeditating an exit from the game once he amasses enough bread. Despite the high levels of anticipation around this debut, album, Cinch sounds sobering. UK rap would not be as embraced in the States if it weren't for him. But he doesn't sound content about any of it. It's like he's still chasing greatness, as he should. All right, let me just run down. I'm not gonna have time to read the descriptions and stuff. So SZA, number 15, SZA SOS Deluxe Lana. Number 14, Party Next Door and Drake. Some sexy songs for you. Yeah. Number 13, Mariah the Scientist, Hearts Sold Separately. That's a cool name. I like it. Number 12, Earl Sweatshirt, Live, Laugh, Enough. Number 11, G Herbo, Little Herb. Okay. Number 10, Metro Boomin, A Futuristic Summer. A futuristic summer. Number 9, Pink Pantheress, Fancy That. Number 8, Cardi B and Mind the Drama. Make sure you check out her album that's out right now. Jid God does like ugly. Oh shit, really? That's not really true. Anyway, young boy number 6, young boy never broke again. Massa. Number 5, Jim Legs a C. Black British music. Number 4, Justin Bieber Swag is out right now. Make sure you check his project out right now. Number 3, Clips. Let God sort them out. Let's see. Oh shit. Man, all right. Number 2, Playboy Cardi music. And number 1, Bad Bunny, who's also going to be performing at the Super Bowl 60 halftime show. Yeah, Bad Bunny. Okay, so DEBITIRARMASFOTOS. I'm not gonna waste my time trying to butcher this thing, man. I don't want to do that. So that was your 50. That was your 50. So that was your 50. That was your 50 best albums of 2025. All right. Let's go to let me see, what else do I have to talk about here? Let's see. All right. You know what? I'm not gonna have time to do podcast free game mechanisms. I'm gonna have to do this some other time. So I'm just gonna go to I'm gonna go to the video game awards recap. Let's go there. We're gonna go there to that section, and then I'll wrap up here. All right, so let's go to the next segment right here, which is the video game entertainment newsroom. All right. All right, let's get to it. Just fine. All right, here we go. Come on. All right, so let's go to the recap of what went down with the video game awards. Let's talk about that though, man. Recap. Yeah, let's talk about that recap. So, unfortunately, Sonic the Hedgehog was not in the game awards. Unfortunately, it's been a while since. Actually, yeah, he wasn't mentioned. So, unfortunately, I know the guy from Sega was already there, but Sonic wasn't really included. So let's go over the winners, man. You know what I mean? Let's go over the winners and nominees and stuff. So let's see. So Xbox Game Studios and Bethesda Softworks received multiple nominations for several titles at the Game Awards 2025 for Avowed, Doom, The Dark Ages, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Ninja Gaiden 4, South of Midnight and the Outer Worlds 2. And we're thrilled that Doom the Dark Ages took home the award for innovation and accessibility and South of Midnight for Games for Impact. And many of our third party partners garnered multiple nominations and wins, including Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and ARC Raiders. And on behalf of the creative teams at Xbox Bethesda Softworks, Activision, and Blizzard, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to this year's winners and nominees. So let's get into it. Let's see. Yeah, nominees and stuff. So okay, so let's get to it though. Let me see. So there's all right, so yeah, Avowed. Wait a minute. Yeah, Val was nominated actually. Yeah, he got nominated. So, yeah, I mentioned that already. Ninja Gaiden. Yeah. So let's see. South of Midnight got nominated. Got nominated. Oh, wait. Games of Impact. Yeah, I just mentioned that part. All right, third party winners and nominees. What is it? The Alters got nominated for Best Sim Strategy. ARC Raiders got nominated. Actually, Best Multiplayer and is the winner. Let's see. So Assassin's Creed Shadows got nominated for innovation of accessibility. Let's see. Adam Fall got a nomination for innovation in accessibility. Baldur's Gate 3 won for best community support. Ball X Pit got a nomination for best independent game. Battlefield 6 it got a nomination for best multiplayer and best action and adventure. It also won for best audio design. Blueprints got a nomination for best independent game and best debut indie game. Let's see. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 got a nomination for best fighting game. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It got a nomination. Actually, it won Game of the Year. Best game direction. It got nomination. It got a nomination for best performance. Ben Starr. Best performance. Charlie Cox. Best performance. Best performance. Jennifer English. Won. Best narrative is the winner. Best art direction winner. Best independent game winner. Best debut indie game winner. Best RPG won. Best score and music winner. Best audio design as well. Despolette got a nomination for Games for Impact. Best debut indie game. EA Sports FC 26 Xbox Series got a nomination for innovation in accessibility. And of course, best sports racing. Elden Ring Night Rain got a nomination for best multiplayer. And F1 25 based on the movie got a nomination for best sports racing. And Fatal Fury City of the Wolves special edition got a actually It won for best fighting game. Final Fantasy. I don't really keep up with Roman numerals. XIV Online Starter Edition. I don't really keep up with Roman numerals, to be honest with you. It got a nomination for best ongoing, best ongoing and best community support. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Iveless Chronicles got a nomination. Actually, it won for best sim strategy. Fortnite got a nomination for best ongoing, best community support. Helldivers got a nomination for best ongoing, best community support. Hollow Knight Silk Song got a nomination for Game of the Year, Art Direction, Best Independent Game, and it won for Best Adventure. It won for Best Action Adventure, to be exact. And it also got a nomination for Best Score and Music. Jurassic World Evolution 3, also based on the movie, got a nomination for Best Sim Strategy. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 got a nomination for Game of the Year, Best Narrative, and of course, Best RPG. Lego Party got a nomination for Best Family, and Lego, followed by Lego Voyagers, got a nomination for Best Family. Leagues of Legends got a nomination for Best Esports. Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage got a nomination for Games for Impact. Marvel Rivals got a nomination for Best Ongoing. Monster Hunter Wilds got a nomination for Best RPG. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, with a K, by the way, not a C, got a nomination for Best Fighting Game. No Man's Sky got a nomination. Actually, it won for Best Ongoing, and of course, it got a nomination for Best Community Support. Let's see. Split Fiction got a nomination for Best Game Direction, Best Multiplayer, Best Action Adventure, and Best Family. Best Performance, Silent Hill F got a nomination for Best Performance. Kanatsu Kato, Best Narrative and Best Audio Design. Shinobi Art of Vengeance got a nomination for Best Action Adventure. And Sonic Racing Cross Worlds got a nomination for Best Family and Best Sports Racing. Happy 65th anniversary to the people from Sega. Sid Meier's Civilization. Here we go again with the Roman numerals. VII. I think that's 7. Yeah, that's 7. 7, yeah. Got a nomination for Best Sim Strategy. 2 Point Museum got a nomination for Best Sim Strategy. Valorant got a nomination for Best Esports. Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, World Stage 30th Anniversary Edition got a nomination for Best Fighting Game. Wonder Stop, last but not least, got a nomination for Games for Impact, Best Audio Design. All right, I'm about to really wrap up this thing, man. I'm about to wrap up this thing right now, wrap up this episode. Let me see. Yeah, and whatever topic I don't really get to, I would try to circle back to it as far as the other segment that I said I was going to circle back to in the following episode, which is podcast free game mechanisms. I'm going to have to do this some other time. So, all right. All right, time for our last segment right here to wrap up this episode. Stream choices on the go. Sorry about that. Yeah, make sure you follow Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Facebook, Blue Sky Social, Threads, and alongside with Instagram. The same goes for my other podcast shows that's also on the same social media platforms. You can also follow my other podcast shows that I do, which is my sports edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, alongside with my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. And you can follow your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, on Threads and on Instagram as well. It's in the episode description, so you can't really miss that. And if you're wondering where you can listen to audio streaming platforms of each episode, you can go to Linktree/GMoneyStacks555. You're gonna see some podcast link feeds that you can click to and listen to the episodes, starting with Odyssey, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon. Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps the show grow. It really gives me the confidence to create more topics and more content and more topics for each episode to come. We are on Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Overhaul FM Podcast, Pandora, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podo Polo, Panorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podcatcher, Podcast Republic, Snipped, Spotify. You don't forget to add the podcast to your Spotify playlist and press the and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified on new episodes dropping on a weekly basis. All right. You can also listen on Spotify for creators and TuneIn Radio, Fountain, alongside with Good Pods, iHeartRadio, the #1 app where you can listen to your favorite music artists, such as rappers, singers of R&B and other music genres, hip hop artists, as well as your favorite radio stations in the AM and the FM, and of course, it is the #1. Yes, so you can also listen to the podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do is download iHeartRadio to your phones, your iPhones, Android phones, alongside with your Android. Your iPads, your Android tablets. You can also download the app onto your laptop models, which includes Apple, Mac, and Dell laptops included. All right. In case you're wondering where you can watch the videos of the episodes, you make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555, where you can see the episodes already uploaded to the YouTube channel page, of course. And of course, leave a like and share your thoughts on the topics in today's episode and other episodes that you checked out. All right. Also share the podcast alongside with the link tree link of podcast feed links with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, people, friends, and people you are cool with from work and anywhere else where you meet new people. Also, don't forget to click on that subscribe button and alongside with the notification bell, so you'll be notified on when I will be on the air via live stream, and also for more video podcast episode live stream recordings, and alongside with enabling alerts so you don't miss out on any new video uploads, and of course recordings are included as well. And new episodes will be dropping Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on every streaming platform whenever you listen, stream, and watch your podcast. All right, that's going to do it for me, man. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with now or later. I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you for tuning in. You could have listened to any other podcast in the whole world, but you chose to listen to this podcast as well. Remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. It's not going to be given to you on a fucking silver platter. And of course, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. And you know, if some of your parents don't really support your career choice, just go on about your business. You know, keep going with your craft. Don't give up on your goals and dreams, regardless of what your parents say, whether it's money in it or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, because, you know what I'm saying? It really doesn't matter. You just keep going, take one day at a time. So there you have it. There you have it right there. You know, if you plan on starting a podcast, make sure you be yourself behind the microphone. Be on your P's and Q's creatively, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. And it's very important that you take care of yourselves and your well-being, mentally speaking. All right. And of course, like I said, you know, don't be afraid to express yourself on things, especially with the topics in today's episode or any other episodes whatsoever that I just covered whatsoever. And yeah, I want to mention something before I get up out of here. Actually, it's very cold outside. If you plan to go to work or anything like that, if you haven't done your Christmas shopping whatsoever, it's not too late. Just be sure to layer yourself up with some clothes, your hoodies, your gloves, your scarves, your heavy jackets, your warm puffy jackets, and of course be sure to make sure you have your winter hats as well. If you have mittens, gloves, make sure you take them with you. And also make sure you subscribe to my other YouTube channel pages. Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, my sports YouTube channel pages. And also be sure to also subscribe to Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast YouTube channel page as well. All right, man. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Stay tuned for new topics in the next episode. Peace and one love. Stay warm. Make sure you have yourself some warm tea or hot chocolate, whatever remedy helps you, and warm your body up. All right, I'm out of here. Signing off. Peace and one love. See y'all next time. Stay tuned for more new episodes and new topics. Stay tuned for new topics and segments on the next episode. Peace. Good night, everybody.